Session 708 Deleted Portion. Now give us a moment, a good one. This is not dictation. To one extent or another, in your society, you are taught not to treat yourself. These are various schools and religions that try, in distorted terms, to express the self's validity. But the distortions have smothered the basic validity of the teachings. Ruber, in those terms, started from scratch as a member of your society who had finally thrown aside, as you had, the current framework of belief. For some time, he was simply between belief systems, discarding some entirely, accepting portions of others. But he was mainly a pioneer, and this while carrying largely unknowingly and invisibly the one basic belief of society that you cannot trust the self. While that largely invisible, emotionally invisible, belief is carried, then anything the self does must be scrutinized, put to the test, while in the meantime, beliefs that have sustained others are suspended. The development of Ruber's abilities would, therefore, lead him away from comforting structures, while in the meantime he searched for others to sustain him. There is no reason for him to feel stupid or inferior because he chose a challenge for himself that few would take. He has put to the test much of what he has learned. The physical financial abundance, for example, automatically and easily was accepted, despite beliefs in the past to the contrary, and even in spite of your own negative beliefs in that regard. His own personality has indeed blossomed in all aspects, in terms of relating with others and personal creativity. At the same time, he did not realize how all-pervasive was the belief that the self could not be trusted. He saw it in others and tried to combat it and help them. The belief prevented him from following through, so that the symptoms became a symbol, in a way, because he still did not trust himself sufficiently. They also became a symbol to others. Look, I am not that sure. He was quite correct in his written statement concerning the development of consciousness. He has been testing out our information in the world that he knows. He felt it necessary to do so, because how could the self, unsure of itself, thought that it was bad, bring forth good? There were frameworks that could have offered help, but he saw that they were not intrinsically valid and so did not depend upon them. There are spiritualistic frameworks. Give us a moment. He was afraid of using his own power completely for that reason, and then he became afraid that it would not work if he did. Now, distorted as it is, and it is distorted, the Science of Mind book, coming from outside of himself, in those terms, is valuable, for it reminded him of his own power. He was afraid that despite his efforts, he could not get better. Now you also have shared that belief strongly enough in any case, so that your joint beliefs merged. His symptoms represent for him the one point of vacuum, comparatively speaking, where the acceleration that has otherwise occurred has not as yet clearly penetrated, and jointly they represent the area in which your combined beliefs have not caught up to your knowledge. In that area, you have individually and jointly, and on Ruber's part, more than yours, allowed yourself to become hypnotized by effects. Nor have you really, with feeling, except for certain times, allowed yourselves to clearly work jointly and together to clear those effects. with faith in your abilities to do so. You form your private and joint realities for various reasons. You have not really focused on solving the problem, but you have focused upon the problem, and there is a vast difference. Lately, the body has again made attempts to cure itself, as left alone, all bodies will. I will see to it that you have material to follow, but a change of attitude will be necessary. You must each believe, Ruber more than you, obviously, that a complete cure is possible. But think in terms of his expressing various gradations of freedom, rather than of freedom as an absolute. On a more mundane level, but highly important, a walk each day, if only around the house, and the suggestions as given morning and evening. The workings of consciousness, however, may seem mysterious to you both, but the decision to continue the book means that Rupert is ready to accept the power of his being. This will indeed materialize with his health. The health is there, and neither of you quite understand the nature of his and your achievement, despite your backgrounds, privately and in relationship with your culture. There have been tragedies that did not occur in your life and his because of your understanding. I bid you a fond good evening, but I want each of you to sense your own power and the weakness of the beliefs behind the symptoms. Trust yourselves. Another note. If you truly hold in your minds the sense of your combined powers for but a few moments a day, you can work miracles. This is the one area in which separately or together you have not used those abilities. Your own work is bound up with it here also. It represents the invisible area where Rubert's symptoms are visible. You have made ground there. A few clear moments of belief, again, on both of your parts will let unimpeded nature free Ruber, and also release all the abilities of yours which you symbolically see as Ruber's physical symptoms.